moved to every other month, so it's going to be an even numbered month. Third Thursday, place to experiment, do adventures, music, and then we're going to be alternating. So the odd months are now going to be Poetry Lab. Here it is. So we're hoping to have some communication between the scenes, right? And have some poets on the music laboratory, and then have musicians on the Poetry Lab and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, more experimentation as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, Poetry Lab is going to feature basically one poet getting like almost an hour of stage time, which is unfucking impressive, right? Like it's rare that we get fucking this much time. Oh, host microphone, what's up? Anyways, oh wait, I'm supposed to read things. Shit! Where's my bag? Aha, in the sticker bag. Okay. Rodrigo's got chocolate. Something called. Where was that? Okay. The microphone had fallen asunder. Alright, let's fucking party. Yeah, it's always kind of a shit show when I'm running it. Don't worry, this is normal. Be safe. Alright. Cool. So, an unexpected cool thing about, oh, you can start when you want. Another cool thing about being a Casa de Show, I feel like emboldened to read in Spanish, which is fun. So let's do that. Does this need to be closer to my face, dude? Nope. Okay. That's a solid no. And when do I start? Are we starting now? Okay, that's the sound of starting. Got it. Fuego which is fire. Suciedad y brillar. Determinación salvaje Dios. Dirt and pitch, determination, the savage God raises and elevates and arcs, levanta, eleva, arquea, girando inmenso ceruleo, atrapando y agarrando, catching and grabbing, the cerulean immense, gyrating in the arc of elevation, destino, una boca que brilla, a mouth like destiny that sparkles and shines, hope, holy, esperanza, santa, el resultado de músculos, país verdadero, the result of muscles, true country, the body, the bonded vessel flesh of pride, of need unified, in its arc bowing, the tepid bonded vessel of flesh, esta vacía unida de carne, de orgullo, de necesidad unificada hacia su arco. Esplendor inmaculado, se convierte en uno y todos. Tiempo para siempre, time, forever time becomes one and all. The immaculate splendor that arrives at the apex of the journey, it collapses, frees itself. The multitude roars, llega al vértice de travesía, se derrumba y suelta la multitud urgente. It's raining cats and dogs. Don't feel right where we were days ago. Standing at the street corner under a red umbrella. Trumpet buskers fry, batter, a downpour, hatch sternum ruptures, tumors do. Bloom the inside out, each drop against the whooping pool. On Thursday it went all belly up. I snapped and asked, for once it smashed, the whole scene makes sense. Is it weird that this microphone is a toy microphone? It's hooked into Christian's thing, don't worry about it.
That's cool.
Strange. And it's art. I'm enhancing the idea that this is false. The microphone is bullshit.
That we like it.
Oh, cool, thank you. I didn't write all this in. Okay, so you thought it was prescient? No muted powers. I snapped and asked for it. Oh, damn it, every time I do that. Once it's smashed, the whole scene makes sense. Resolution and carnage, clarity, gluing it back before, unpristine smudge there. I'm happy it's been done and I do it again. The spilling. Minuscule in that scope of Now, turned around fast from the bus. Always it's too late to go back. So much raining in the corner.
It's too late to go back.
The loving sound of gobbling grains, waves, 3D slurping bubbles of fat, and a trumpet shakes time. And all the wristwatches on the planet have gone extinct, which has made such a barometronomic weight that it's all coming down. How do I tell you I've come from there, the sad realization of the atmosphere, that its lovely gear turners talk no longer. The morning atmos thin mutters of now, our time is done, our time is done. Raindrops to asphalt, second and third and fifth, etc. Soon they will sing, there are no rungs on my ladder, there are no rungs. How noisy can we get here?
Don't worry about the words.
So long as it sounds good, I could sing. Nope, doesn't have the ba, but it's golden shoal. Monkey dancing under your talisman hanging from the window. Silver in these clouds drink from on your back. I'm stuck in the middle of sentences. You are metro carrying the dead away. It's not enough. It's gone, silhouettes under umbrella. You low, say floor, street runs, you are futility or else. You're wasted time. Time. Coaster moon, hardwood sky, honky tonk orbit, words prancing amongst themselves, too soon, too soon, too soon, for enclosure protecting the dawn. You are once more around the bed. You are the making of time. You are motion seeing you, the outer loftier fantasies, pushing in is pressure, clinician plus barrier. Words prancing amongst themselves, too soon, clinician plus barrier. I can still feel famine, the way stays graves. You never did say you were wrong too. Water, voltage protrudes, beautiful, magnificent absence. Carries the cusp held straight with alligator twine. A scepter is your right fist. Watch the worm-trimmed gate from the gilt young stairway. Definitive pillar. Rim-fitted, fantastically clean. You are 17 right angles put together in a crumple. Well, what is it now anyhow? In my dream, I was on fire, handing out tickets. On Wednesday, I saw Hawkeye-sized notebooks and Calder in motion. Gallivan, Dawes, Peterson, Mitchell, Rothko, the alls of the living dead living. It was only a Wednesday barely, and I heard the impossibility of prayer over and over without. Real warning, the shouting carried so far. You knew the quiet more than it should be known. There was glass, artists, moon lightning in a funk band. Aboriginal dot prairie sachet, again waking up searching your throat.
you all right? Good? Yo.
Hurt possession of the wonton brick of a trail between Calamites detractors are happening, easier to discern cones on the lake clay nutrient than what you know, swimming under the weight of the flats. It is colder in here than you imagine of the steeple, and more so than shown shores that broke against sediment sanctuary. All this revolution repeating itself, drawing a self-portrait from its convex memory of glass and the stories told of the body under the pylon lacking warmth. I will ask you for this aspect, just a few hours. Layered, hybrid, skin carved, and in this apartment feeding into the butchered gold lackluster shimmer. I guess what I'm saying is I'm waiting by the phone wanting. Amazing. Usually we let the music run a little longer. That's alright. Yeah. Alright, cool. It's weird to ask you that in front of all these people. But ask you that I did. Christian pincock is a combinator. Probably do that more than once if you all are into it.
Yeah, do the same set again.
The same set again.
Yeah, do more than once. Yeah. At least one more.
I don't remember who's on the list. I think, oh damn, you just told me, I forgot. Oh, thank God. All right, let's go with poets, real poets now. None of this malarkey. All right, everybody, give it up for Esther Lucia.
Dusty raven, barely able to grasp its own shadow. These are the days I wonder about spaciousness and if all the sky is worth it. This one's called Regrets. Everybody seems to be liking it on Instagram. I was like going through Instagram, I'm like, I think, should I just pick the ones that people are liking? A black sky full of your mixed messages. The moon laughing at what I should have done. Stars, they don't give a fuck. This one's called Child of My Rising. And this is based on a dream I had. In my arms, alien from the deep, amorphous and warm, a viscous curiosity. Child of my rising, birthed from my fear. I am not a mother, but I will nurture you. We are intertwined now, somehow without warning, a silent vow made in a dream. Wet and fluid as the origins that made you. You are a spiral, a wheel within a wheel. All your arms stick to me like tiny jello-filled kisses. Helpless and naked, you cling to my chest. If I could see your eyes, maybe I'd know the mysteries kept from me in this lifetime. Suffering is our bond, it knows your name. You were conceived from the lineage of heartbreak. What are you seeking, little formless one? Is it the same as the rest of us? Safety, home, peace, love. Stay close, hold on tight. We will find the place where you belong. This one. Got a couple more. This one's called Home. Oh, that wild animal in your breath on my neck. You could swallow me whole, and I'd make a home inside of you. This one's called Eternity. When I lived in the ethers, you were there, brushing up against my nothingness with a glowing pink radiance. When I lived in the ocean, you were there, residing as a starfish when I found you. When I lived in the rock, you were there, crystallizing memories of all those lifetimes. Part of me is part of you, traveling through space and time. Eternity fades, and we go on, blissfully entwined.
This mic is bumming me the fuck out.
Of the everlasting sex, God himself has lit my wick. I sob. How may I resist belittling myself when I witness the power of a single flame, a subterranean, unadulterated truth that I fear is out of my grasp? To commit such violence is to bathe in the fragrance of pearls. It reaches the concealed flesh of the soul. The sword that lays upon my grip is a blasphemy to the love that once held my heart. When I gaze into your eyes, is the soul of a young girl revealed. Please do see me, for I cannot disappear again. Even I no longer know the vertebrating weight of my own being. I awaiting the gift of a single glimpse. There has not been one moment. There has not been one moment in that I were not blind. Confess to me words of truth, for my flame drips a wax that begins to burn the flesh. You see, I am the wounded lamb who dreams of becoming a wolf. It bleeds until it is no longer I, no longer we. I tear the clothes from my body so that I am left naked to be consumed until the suffering becomes too unbearable. I have already withstanded such a fallacy of life. You have never begun to know my soul, for you say nothing at all. I, the evil that held your hand, the one who gripped upon hope so tightly that I fainted. There is a curse upon the shell of my human inferiority. I do not fear death, for the worser instant had occurred. I believed you wholly.
Poet. To describe my poetry, it is pretty intense, I will be honest, a little bit raw, authenticity. I watched a lot of bun poetry as a kid, so maybe you take bun poetry and like middle school emo poetry and had a child, that would be my poetry. Anyways, I do like to give a fair content warning. It talks about dysfunctional families, doesn't allude to too much past that, but as always, I really support people doing whatever they need to do to take care of themselves. I have two poems. They tend to be longer, so I'm going to do one long one and then one short one. And trying to end on the second one because it ends in a little bit more of the curiosity rather than all the darkness. So, first one is called Father's Emerald Green. Father's emerald green, like the soft fields in New Zealand where he studied abroad in college. Fresh grass cut with 1970s air. He recounts his study abroad to me. He tells me he had never seen such soft fields of green grass in his Southern California upbringing. Years later, he tells me I might have a half-sibling on that island, but does not tell me why and how the woman he was with never talks to him again. Stepmother is olive green, like ivy. As she yells at me, the vines wrap around my neck and I cannot say anything but nod. Young me would nod with wide, frozen eyes. Those wide, frozen eyes then turned into sullen voids as I aged. My sister Kathleen is ruby red, just like the gemstones on the intricate Gothic-like choker that she wraps around and adorns on her porcelain neck. She tells me tales of our mother as she clasps the necklace shut. Shocks and horrors she shares so nonchalantly, but later I will realize that boundaries were a ribbon of repair that my family long ago cut ties with. While families had reunions and movie nights, our family tradition was oversharing. My sister Angela is sapphire blue, As she braids my hair is curly and tangled, but she makes me feel the least embarrassed about it. She talks about our mother, but in a different way. As she weaves strands between one another, she tells me what our mother did, but in a detached voice that separates her from the pain out of protection. My dad says she was hurt the worst. I try to validate everyone, but younger me worries about her. Maybe I should have worried equally about my sister Kathleen, and then she wouldn't have endorsed me getting punished.
Called Poem in which Avril Lavigne plays interminably on every radio station. Poem in which Avril Lavigne plays interminably on every radio station, and no matter how many knobs or dials I smash or twist, I can never seem to escape her. But listening isn't the worst part. Once those pop-punk yodels fill my head, I go numb or even cry. No, the worst part is the waiting, the lack, the crackle as my car stereo scans for her. I brace and wonder when I'll hear her whine again about how it's complicated, like I don't know that already. I loved her before she was famous, and I don't say that to sound cool. I mean, I loved her. We used to steal blue-flavored Gatorade from the 7-Eleven on the corner and make out in the park, stained tongues eager and sloppy. Now she acts like Skater Boy was just a story she made up, like we didn't learn together how to smudge our eyeliner, bleach our hair, do kickflips, how to kiss, soft and slow. This poem is called Today. The sun is out. It feels like the whole city is lying on this playfield. We move between sunspots as light moves from branch to cloud. A sign warns that we may get hit with a fly ball. Assumed risk. Sure, I accept. This morning, Tess texted me from Gainesville. Today, I am sad, even in the shower where the soap is large and amber. This is a poem from a book I lent them last year. The lines have been sifted through their fallible memory and attached now to mine, a kind of shorthand. Today, we are sad. I thought there was supposed to be something beautiful here. Maybe in the shower. Maybe I was mistaken. That poem misquotes a poem by Chessie Normile called Going Home, and I highly recommend it. This poem is called Joyride. It's for my family, many of whom are here tonight. When I was 14, my mother taught me to drive stick from the passenger seat. Old injuries made it painful to shift, so I listened to the engine's rise and sharp fall, upshifting in time with her footwork. Love was about feeling needed. I took my job seriously, pretended I was...
I'm going to read three pieces. This first one's half my slot time. I was in the hospital for over a week in 2022, and I wrote this near the tail end of that experience. The weather through this week has reflected the tones and moods. When I first arrived and stayed the weekend in a shared double room facing downtown, the weather was wet, relentless rain and mist. The background of brutalist and half-finished modern architecture deepening the vibe. Those early days were filled with uncertainty and seething, especially toward the two knucklehead roommates I was subjected to. The news reported record-breaking rain levels, a month's worth in one weekend. While inside, news came slow and hardly at all. Glimpses of the bay between dark towers promised progress, ferries and freighters going to and fro on steady tides. A sunbreak came and gave nurses hope. Doctors came and gave me hope. Then I was moved to my own room, facing southwest, toward the port and Beacon Hill. Classic late spring weather mood shifts pattern my own internal shifting. I settled into the idea I'd be here for a while. I started calling it the health hotel rather than hospital. The design of an almost but not quite usable patio, or at least plant stand, outside my window confused. Why leave it weather-pocked and gray, not at least paint? But in the evening, a shock of rainbow poured from the sky at sunset, directly behind a historic building which has always captivated my imagination. Its burnt orange, Art Deco design, a beacon for many who look in its direction. I don't recall the weather much the following day. I believe it came and went in alternating grays and rays, true to the time of Seattle year. I settled further into being in this space before being informed they were preparing my room up on the cancer floor. A couple hours later, I arrived in what a nurse aptly called the penthouse suite, a corner room with sweeping easterly views. I couldn't tell at the time, but Tahoma was waiting. As the first night here came on, Mark and I marveled at the shifting colors, the sunset spreading and shining across eastern Seattle, Bellevue, Issaquah, the foothills. A flow of clouds blew east, echoing the constant flow of emotions. I had received the news at this point, and everything was new and shifting like the sky. After my 3:30 a.m. vitals check, I couldn't quiet a chattering, steroid-fueled mind, eventually succumbing to the fact sunrise was at 5:15.